What's up, baby?
Hello. This is my British accent for the film.
Are you holding space for some English? Are you holding it for the peoples?
I hold space. I hold space for this film all year round.
Me too. I've been thinking about the BCU.
The what?
British Cinematic Universe. Richard Curtis's.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. But I'm going to let you talk. But there is a cinematic universe that spawned from this film, right?
Really?
However, go on. What were you going to say? The BCU.
Just that a series of him trying to convince us that the Brits are real, but we're like, nice try.
Yeah.
They only exist in Hallmark.
It must be embarrassing for an entire nation like England that this is the only film they've ever made that's worth talking about. It's one of the first things that come to mind, though. Yeah, I'm not to brag here. In Canada, we spend about $30,000 a year on creative entertainment in our own. Mm-hmm. We've never made a good film either. We've made some good filmmakers. But England, it's like what other movies have they made? Love Actually.
Yeah. Napoleon.
That's both.
That's a duality.
They made both Napoleons. They made Waterloo and Napoleon.
There you are.
They made the old 30s Napoleon too.
That's kind of their whole thing.
The Battle of Algiers, maybe. Lawrence of Arabia, what?
Is that their whole thing? Oh,
that's
shit.
it. But no one would ever in their right mind hold up Love Actually next to Lawrence of Arabia and say that Lawrence of Arabia was a quality film in comparison. Love Actually is the Lawrence of Arabia of
serious.
Movies. Love Actually did spawn... Sorry, Britain, that's just a little humor at your expense, but you do deserve it. Love Actually did spawn... There was a movie like Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
and
dude.
New Year's, there's some...
Holiday.
Yeah, kind of like imitators, I guess. They're not... And they are in the same cinematic universe, right? And I'm pretty sure Valentine's Day has 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yikes. Yeah, that tracks.
In honor of the February the 14th, I guess. Or maybe that it's bad.
Oh my God.
Quite possibly a bad film. I know Taylor Swift is in that one, I believe.
What?
I think so. Yeah.
God. Okay.
And just like she's in the Battle of Algiers, Lawrence of Arabia, and other British films.
Yeah.
Love Actually.
Wow.
We're going to do a Christmas film this year.
Hell yeah, baby.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas,
It's November when we're recording this, by the way.
It tracks.
But you know what? It never stops. Actually, it's American Thanksgiving today when we're recording.
I'm already drinking.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating
I'm already
something.
American.
Yeah.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, America.
Enjoy football.
While
Put the football on. Detroit's playing. I learned that from The Sopranos. Oh. Put the football on, drink a turkey, and...
Drink a turkey.
Stuffing... Why do Americans have Thanksgiving so late? What's the point?
Why do they regular style?
Why don't they do it
Canadians
like Canadians do it?
I know.
What is it even celebrating?
I think it's because you don't want someone to forget that you got to get them presents pretty soon.
You need You need a family get together.
Yeah, you need a quick get together. You lock it down. You get the cousins in the room. You're like, don't fuck this up in a few weeks.
I'm going to segue into something about Britain here, but something I always forget about America, and listen, I might be completely wrong what I'm about to say. They have 2 holidays a year.
Britain?
No.
Oh,
America.
Yeah.
They have Thanksgiving. Yes. What I mean is 2 holidays where people get a day off. And there's Thanksgiving. Yeah. Christmas doesn't really count. Everyone gets that off if you're from a Christian nation. But they have Thanksgiving and Memorial Day. And Americans get so gung-ho about it. Yeah. And so often I forget that we get 11 federal holidays off a year. Yeah, and America gets I think Labor Day too. So they get 3. And I'm like, wow, it sucks so bad. We get literally 2 weeks, 2 working weeks of holiday.
Because capitalism doesn't take a nap.
I know.
All right.
It sucks to be them. It really sucks to be them. But
from a lazy generation.
What sucks even more is being British. And one thing that this movie always reminds me of that I just why? I don't know if it's like this anymore in England, in Britain, in the UK, the United Kingdom of countries.
Those people.
Those people. Why are they so obsessed with Christmas #1 songs? I looked this up and I was like, people, I think the general public was like, we're not, but like they make it a big, like the machine makes it a big deal.
I think Hollywood makes it a big deal.
Hollywood is not in the United Kingdom.
I know, but it affects culture, and it's still fashionable to be, of Hollywood, even when you go to Britain.
I know, it's gross.
You know what I mean? It's like, where are you from? LA.
LA.
Wow.
Tell
us more about this magical place.
It's the opposite of Colin in this film, who goes to America to get his DES'd by some American chicks, including the January Jones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who were just hanging out in Milwaukee.
There's a fun fact about that I don't want to tell you.
Tell me when we get to it.
Okay,
so today, hi, welcome to The Low Ceiling. Sorry, Britain. About this, that you made this film. Sorry that was something.
Sorry, Britain, about being yourself.
Not sorry about insulting you. I'm sorry that you made this movie and it's your only legacy. Really.
Yeah.
I'm John.
I'm Pri.
We're talking about Love Actually today.
Yeah.
Talking Christmas. I am in no way in the Christmas spirit, but first, just to remind everyone, let's get through this fucking plot of this movie
because there's so many people.
It is absurdly long. Okay, and I'm gonna do it really quickly.
Yeah, I just want to say that I love a big ensemble film. Like, I love it when they get all the big actors and all the homies together. This one delivered, man.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, Bill Nighy. He's a old aging rock star. He wants to get a Christmas #1 song.
Sick.
It's the most unorthodox thing. He's covering some other song that I don't know. Eventually, he gets it, and then he spends Christmas with his manager. That's his story. Mark, who is the best man and also inexplicably the videographer of Chiwetel Ejiofor and Keira Knightley's wedding, is actually secretly in love with Keira Knightley.
Right.
That's literally what the story is about. He shows her some cue cards. They share a kiss. It's a little weird. And to be frank, he will forget about her as soon as he gets laid. He says he'll never forget about her. He will forget about her quite quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark, but it's just how it is.
It's uncomfortable.
Colin Firth, he was a guest at the wedding. He gets cheated on by his wife with his brother, which is the worst thing. He goes to France to finish his mystery novel. He falls in love with Aurelia, his maid. We're going to talk about all the HR problems that exist in this movie, but I'm just trying to get through the plot here. Falls in love with Aurelia, who's Portuguese. She doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak Portuguese.
That's right.
He sees her tramp stamp. Clearly, that means that she's meant for love.
He falls in love right away.
Falls in love with the tramp stamp. He returns to France on Christmas to find her and ask for her hand in marriage, and they get married. Alan Rickman is the boss of a design agency. He's married to Hillary Clinton.
Damn.
And
Alan Rickman stayed in character as Snape, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't shake that one bit.
Yeah.
He's like, turn to page 69.
He's married to Emma Thompson, who has that Hillary Clinton sex is shut forever
He's
haircut.
married to Hillary Clinton's wig.
Yeah, which is the defining, which is the designation of like no more intercourse is over.
No touch.
Intercourse is done for us. Yeah, the way is shut, as they would say in the Lord of the Rings universe.
Rough.
His secretary or assistant, I guess, just wants to bone him for no real reason. He's not that attractive of a man, although he does wield a modicum of power over her, I guess. He buys an expensive necklace for her, inexplicably, the assistant, and then Helen, his wife, finds out that she's getting cheated on. She's a total cuck about it. They stay together, which is absurd.
Do they?
Yeah. David is the prime minister, played by Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
He starts falling in love with his underling as well.
Of course.
He wants to get under his underling. He's visited by Billy Bob Thornton, the president. And
what a cameo.
I swear to God, I had a memory of this where he punches him, but that doesn't happen in this film. But he stands up to Billy Bob Thornton, who's all like, hey, I'm Billy Bob.
Maybe they cut it out. It's bad for relations.
I just want to touch your secretary. I'm Billy Bob.
I'm Billy Bob.
I was in Monsters Ball. Billy Bob.
I was in Fargo.
That's
Billy Bob.
Yeah, Billy Bob. I had a haircut in Fargo. He's the president. He sexually assaults the woman, not like crazy, but he harasses her definitely.
Yeah.
And then David, in his response, first of all, he stands up for Britain, and then he fires her, which is real cool.
Hey, he moves her to another department. He gives her a sideways promotion.
Moved her to another department. Yeah, he wants to get sideways on that promotion.
Oh my God.
Most important part of this story is everyone says Natalie is fat. She's not.
Well, that is the fucking gag in this whole thing, isn't it?
Oh my god!
It's the running gag is all these ladies are fat as fuck.
Old
bro.
porker over here.
Fat actually.
I want to talk about that. That's because the funniest part of the fat phobia in this is that Natalie isn't fat. She's a totally normal woman. Yeah. She sends him a letter. They get back together and then they make out at a children's performance in front of all of London, apparently.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's the only school they have there, babe. They have to do it.
Yes, everyone goes to the same school. Liam Neeson and his son, Thomas Brody Sangster, I think his name is. The Jojen Reed from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Their wife and mother has died, and they're in mourning. But the kid is in love with this American student of classmate. That's the word. Fuck. Yeah. Classmate of his.
England. His American co-student.
American co-student. Hello.
Hello. Friend.
This is a classmate, and she's going back to America. He tries to impress her. Neeson tries to help him learn how to impress her to distract from the fact that his wife is barely dead.
Oh my god.
The kid learns drums to impress the girl, who's a way better musician than he is because she can sing like mad.
Well, she tried to upstage everybody, dude.
I mean, she upstaged everyone in this film, basically, which isn't that hard, frankly. And then they go to the airport. The kid does a 9/11 at the airport, essentially. He runs through security. He ends up kissing the girl. Neeson falls in love with Claudia Schiffer a month after his wife dies.
Yes.
He's so horned up for Claudia Schiffer.
Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who IRL Liam Neeson had a big crush on, so he's like, "Can we get Claudia Schiffer? I respect her."
Claudia, I was certain.
Claudia, I'd like to take
specific amount of type of skills. I would like to take you out and show them to you.
Oh no,
Claudia, have you ever been to Paris? Don't, Claudia.
Don't go to Paris.
But Liam, I'm und Model. I'm und Model.
How? Where else can we model?
I didn't go to Paris all the time. That's Claudia Schiffer is perfect.
No.
Claudia Schiffer is German, right?
Doesn't matter. Now she is.
She is now. He falls in love with Claudia Schiffer. Basically, that's it there. Laura Linney, she works for Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Her story is depressing as hell and upsetting. And she also wants to have sex with one of her coworkers. You're seeing a trend here.
Yeah, they're all sluts. It's great.
She pretty much seals that deal, but her brother, who's severely mentally ill, continuously calls her and interrupts her. He's a real cock blocker. But then she ends up having to spend Christmas with her brother, who's having a mental crisis.
Yeah.
It's a really, really...
She's comforting him.
It's a depressing story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only now realizing she was Alan Rickman's employee.
Yes, she worked for Alan. And what's more, Alan Rickman is like, hey, you know my other subordinate? Yeah, I know you want to have sex with him, so go have sex with him. He's her boss. He's both their bosses. And he's like, hey, have sex with each other, okay? And then he looks at his secretary and she's like spreading her legs and putting one leg over her head. And no wonder he did that. Colin, the British scamp, he wants to go to America to get laid.
Of course.
He does that. That's literally his story. Tim from The Office, he's a stand-in for I don't know what the fuck kind of movie they're doing. So I read a review where someone was like, they're a stand-in for a porn movie. And I don't know a lot about the porn industry, but I don't think they're wasting a lot of time with stand-ins.
No, they're
not
going to do that.
They're not like, hey, the lighting isn't quite right here.
Yeah. What porn star is too big for doing another scene? Like,
also, what porn movie has like lighting that is so specific that it needs?
We need a B-roll just in case.
So, and he and also this just, I mean, they don't have an intimacy coordinator on this set, but he is flirting with the woman he's standing in with, who's basically naked half the time.
Yeah.
They go on a date on Christmas. He takes her to a children's pageant, which is a weird thing to do, but that's okay.
Oh, God, right.
And in the epilogue, they all come back to Heathrow Airport. Natalie, by rights, should have been killed by the British Secret Service for jumping on the Prime Minister. And frankly, why was the Prime Minister exiting at the general exit from Heathrow? It's all these questions are up in the air. That is the fucking plot of this fucking movie.
Many plots.
It's 10 different plots.
10 different people.
Wikipedia would have you believe that there's a plot involving Rowan Atkinson in this, but he's literally just making a cameo.
Yeah, there was a whole angle of Rowan Atkinson being like an angel. He's supposed to serve as this. They had a supernatural
was
element.
that cut from the film?
They cut it from the film where
Okay.
he like comes in and then disappears. But Rowan Atkinson tries to be the angel in Alan Rickman's marriage by slowing down his cheating ability when he like tries to package something. Later he sneaks into the airport and slows down, you know, like, oh, here's my passport and here's my paper, and he lets room for the kid to run by.
Not to derail us, but wouldn't it just be better if he was just Mr. Bean for those moments?
Stay in character the whole time.
Like if he was wrapping the paper as Mr. Bean, but Mr. Bean is an angel, so you know,
IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Love Actually.
Love Actually, man.
I have to say, after watching it this time, it's a movie that's so cringeworthy and awful that by the time you get to the end of its like 2 hour and 20-minute runtime, you're kind of like, that's all right.
I'm telling you, halfway through, it's like, all right, it's Stockholm Syndrome. You give in.
It's a perfect word for
like,
it.
Maybe this is good.
Yeah.
Maybe I do feel something actually.
It's so long and horrid that you're just kind of like, I should just get over it and try to enjoy myself.
Oh my
because
God.
you feel like Alex DeLarge in A Clockwork Orange watching it. But yeah, I mean, yet a cult film, a classic film.
Oh, of course. Look, I feel like Richard Curtis never misses, man. Even when he does.
Even with this film, which is a clear miss?
Well, is it though? Everyone talks about it like it's part of their vernacular.
I know, like it's so popular.
So popular.
You know, it's so wild. Yeah.
Good job. Also, it's like the #1 cinema for cozy sweaters. Everyone just had the coziest fit.
That one that the guy from The Walking Dead wears, where he zips it up and then it turns collared. I was like, wow, what a... Oh. The scene where he turns around and turns around and turns around like 500 times?
Yeah.
3-4. Jesus. Do not underestimate how many times he turns around.
He becomes the hurricane.
It's called acting, okay? Yeah.
The Keira Knightley cane.
Yeah, like this movie is bad. But also, you can also just accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
And Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars out of 4.
Because that is accurate.
He knows he was way ahead of his time.
I'll tell you what 2 of those stars are for. Okay?
Hugh Grant.
No, stop it. Well, 100%.
Hugh
yes.
1 and Grant 2.
Definitely. I feel like there's 2, and I wrote this down because there's 2 very, very real, kind of like tugging at your heartstrings scenes.
I know,
and
people keep telling me that, and I don't really.
I'll tell you what, sir. You sit tight, and I got this. But I feel like these 2 actors do such a good job of expertly portraying that in the least amount of acting that they had to do.
I know one you're going to say.
One that you know,
Emma
which
Thompson.
I talked out. Yeah, Emma Thompson. The way she sort of keeps her composure when she gets the CD instead of the necklace that she was supposed to receive.
She thought she was going to receive.
Everyone says, oh, it's so great when she goes to her room and then she like cries and wipes her tears and Joni Mitchell's playing. It's not that. It's the moment she gets it. She's all like, right, kids.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't even think about it. Not even one moment.
Yeah.
And there's the second piece of really good acting is when, you know, the really depressing scene when Laura Linney can't get laid.
She's right there too. She's right
there.
At the gates.
Right there.
Yeah.
But she has to go see her brother. And there's one moment where she's talking and he has this like fit of rage, but it's very controlled. She goes to
He swings at her. Yeah.
And the way she just grabs her hand and like blocks it is so like gentle parenting, but firm, but tender.
But, I mean, you're talking about two of the great performers of their lifetime. Like Laura Linney is incredible.
So
Laura Linney
good.
is, I think, amazing and kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Like she's good in like she's been in a lot of bad movies, which she's been very good in. And Emma Thompson is just clearly one of the best actresses ever.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, I don't like her. But
isn't she like, I thought she was in like the trio of like, what am I saying? The trio of like stand-up, British stand-up back in the day with Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry, Emma Thompson?
Oh God, I have no idea.
I thought they had like an improv thing together, but I don't know.
It's possible.
Maybe I'm
But
forgetting.
she's also like, I think she's like a celebrated like a stage actress and stuff like that. I don't think she's ever won an Academy Award though. I believe she's written. She wrote. She done gone and written something. She wrote Emma or some shit. Like she wrote a movie. Oh, as well.
One of those.
Yeah, and then as we talked about in Frankenstein, she's really drawing from the fact that she got cucked by Kenneth Branagh, and cucked by Helena Bonham Carter rather.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's hard.
And but like she's very good.
It's hard up
At the same time, I find it very hard to muster much sympathy for her because she is such a cuck in this. She just fucking takes it.
I don't think she ends up with him in the end.
No, they kind separated. Of are like they're a little rocky, but you can tell that she came to the airport to get him.
Well, she has to bring the kids. The kids want to see their dad.
I think they're rocky, but she's like, no, I'll stay with this guy. But he also admits that he's like, I done fucked up. But the other thing too is that like he is a fool. Like he's such a fucking idiot. Yeah. I read this hilarious, and I don't mean hilarious in that they meant it to be hilarious. I read this hilarious. Like if you look up like Love Actually review, most people have reviewed this film like in the last couple of years, because apparently I read this one review where a guy was like, every year I hop on Twitter and get in a debate with people about whether Love Actually is a movie worth talking about, and the nation is divided between whether it's good or terrible or misogynistic or horrible. But I read this one where they wrote like 10 things that are like 10 like harsh realities of watching Love Actually today, and it's all like the fat phobia is all over the place and stuff, which again it's like okay, you're right, but also it was very like scoldy, and it was like, oh, like they sleep with their underlings and stuff like that, and I was like, well, that was a problem then.
Welcome to reality.
Like, but that was a problem then. We just weren't acknowledging it the way we are now. It's not like that was like, and it's not like that was, I think, morally and ethically like squeaky clean back then, and we've changed. But it was something that was like more acceptable to see in film and television than it is now. Like this movie is like, it's like a fucking an HR person's nightmare because of all the shit that goes on here. But I read that article and I was kind of like, well, you don't have to be such a fucking like
such a headmistress about it.
Yeah. So it's a good way of putting it. Like I agree, because I'm like, well, you gotta know it was like 20 years ago. It's a different time.
Okay, were one of the points fucking 9/11 then? Did they bring up how 23-year-old Thomas Brody ran through the airport?
Oh, one of the people did bring up that they were like, that would never happen after 9/11. And that's exactly what I said at the end when we watched it. I was like, that kid would never, he would be
just get bodied by security
Liam
guards.
Neeson would be having a funeral with Claudia Schiffer for that kid and being like, isn't it crazy? My wife died a month ago and now my kid died too for my irresponsible parenting.
Dude.
This scoldiness of it, I think is so like, it's very silly because like I don't like being a scold, but also you should acknowledge that this movie isn't good, and that's really the crime.
That's the main crime. They're forgetting.
It was I looked up another review where someone was like, it was like they were presenting it as like this hot take that Love Actually wasn't actually good, and I was like, what fucking planet do you live on?
Okay.
I think everyone acknowledges that this movie isn't of high quality, but it is like a movie people want to watch at the holidays.
And they want to watch it with other people. That's the sweet part about it.
I mean, if they can handle that, yes. I think be a little tough.
Yeah. I think really the heart of this film, current day as it stands, is Bill Nighy's character. If he was cut off,
he's the only one who doesn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, because if he's cut out, it's going to be hard to just sit through one saccharine story after another.
Although, and conveniently left out of a lot of those reviews was they were all like, everyone is very fat phobic about Natalie. Her father calls her plumpy, and the other person calls her fat, and blah, blah, blah. None of them mention that Bill Nighy constantly calls his manager fat.
Yeah, I know.
Because,
no one gives a shit about
okay
the fat guy.
If it's a fat, rotund dude. They're just like, yeah, but, he could exercise.
Yeah.
Natalie, though.
Who's perfectly regular
Natalie is like
weight.
A totally normal weight. The funniest thing about the fat phobia, and I find fat phobia hilarious. No, the funniest thing about it is the fact that she's not fat. It's just like,
of course,
she's not at all.
Of course,
she's.
Well, there's the Argentinian. Is she from Argentina? the girl
Aurelia.
Thank you. Whose sister they keep kind of bashing off as like, oh, Miss Donut 2003 or whatever.
But like I'm not saying those jokes are funny and they wouldn't fly now. No. And Richard Curtis also said in an interview, he was like, I wouldn't write those now. They're not funny. I wouldn't
put them in now. Yeah.
But like,
but they did the same with Bridget Jones's Diary. There's like famous scenes where she comes in dressed up as a sexy bunny.
Who wrote Bridget Jones's Diary?
Tell me about it one more time.
Who wrote Bridget Jones's Diary? Who was the writer of that film?
Richard Curtis.
RC.
Damn.
Yeah. And, he's changed.
Which even back then, people were not really against the idea of fat shaming Bridget Jones. It was like, it was taken at face value like, oh yeah, it's admirable that he falls in love with her even though she's chubby.
It was it was a different cultural viewpoint back then.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's like, oh no, those jokes were okay. It's okay to make fun of fat people. No. Like it's not. It's
of course.
But it was just like less of a thing back then. And I think that this movie has a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Like, Me Too would have stopped this movie like right in its tracks because every situation is like is someone you shouldn't fuck. Like everyone wants to bone someone they shouldn't want to bone.
Of course, there's also complaints now in retrospect, like, oh, there's 10 plot lines, you couldn't find one that's a gay couple, or you couldn't find one
was
that's
cut. There was a gay couple that was cut.
Exactly.
A lesbian couple.
Yeah. Which, come on, if they had that now, you take that to the studio and you're like, let's actually cut the one with the gay couple.
Also, there's like only two black people in this film, which is like London is one of the most diverse places.
Oh my god!
And like one of them is barely a character, and the other one is Chiwetel.
Other besides
Chiwetel, and then Colin's friend, who also works on the set of the movie, who's like he's barely a character.
Yeah.
The one who tells him not to go to America.
He has like 2 minutes, 2 lines.
He barely has it. Yeah. And like 3 of his lines are like, yeah, can you grab the tits better? Like that's is basically the extent of it.
Yeah.
But this movie is like, it's so funny because it's so bad and so full of problems that we now in retrospect are like, yeah, it's got some real issues, but goddamn, do you just want to watch that shit,
Does it just
man?
tug at your goddamn heart for 2 hours and 25 minutes?
It's got love, actually, and tits.
Tits, actually.
What do you want? What more do you want from a film?
It's rough, man. It's rough, I tell you that.
What is your like go-to Christmas film?
Oh shit. It's an easy one. I go through the Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potters. I go fantasy. I don't have a serious film
not like a film about Christmas.
No,
kind of. Yeah.
No, I don't think I think I like all of them. I like all the garbage.
What about the bad ones?
You know what I mean? Like all the shit Hallmark ones. I'll watch them. I'll throw them on because they're always trending during the time.
Yeah.
There's some shit with Lindsay Lohan now, which I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
They have the same.
It's the same town.
But it's the same effect as this movie.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Hot Frosty? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
yeah.
Hot Frosty.
I heard someone say that was a 10 out of 10 epic hit.
Okay. Fuck yeah. All right.
It's got Lindsay Chabert, not Lindsay Lohan. But Lindsay Lohan makes a cameo in Hot Frosty.
Oh, damn.
But like all of those movies, and Netflix has basically cornered the market on those.
Yeah.
But like they give kind of the same vibe as this, but you're also kind of like, hey, you could do this with less famous actors, and everyone's still like, all right.
What's your Christmas movie that you?
I don't really like Christmas, as you know. I'm a bit of a Grinch about it. Like I'm not a big Christmas guy.
That's true.
But okay, I have one Christmas movie I love actually. One that is I consider a Christmas movie, despite it being about something else. And there's another like ritual that I do at Christmas that involves watching something that I'll tell you about.
Okay.
The Christmas film is A Nightmare Before Christmas. I think is awesome.
You've
never seen it. Yeah, that's because you're Indian.
I tried to watch it the other day, and then they started singing, and I was like, I'll come back to it later.
Oh my god, the songs are the fucking in that film.
It's pretty good. It starts out great. I was hooked.
The songs are great. I'm not, as you know, I hate Christmas.
We're not big musical peeps.
I hate Christmas. I hate musicals. I kind of hate being alive. No. No. I don't like musicals very much, and the songs in that film, like every song is great. So we'll watch it together. I'll watch it with you.
Okay, yeah, Christmas.
Yeah. The other a movie I think is starting to become a good Christmas movie is Batman Returns.
Oh yeah,
takes place at Christmas. It's got that snowy vibe to it. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. What more do you want, really? And it's a fucking great movie, which you've never seen either. Tim Burton as well. Tim Burton connection.
We're giving too many reasons for your family to cut me off completely.
No, there's a lot of other moral and ethical reasons that they have. But
that's
the one like it's not like because it's not a singular movie. But the past couple of years, I've watched The British Office.
Yeah.
Over the first couple of days leading up to Christmas because it ends with a Christmas episode, and it's really great.
But it's so heartbreaking, dude.
Well, not the Christmas episode.
Oh, okay.
But the ending of the series is pretty heartbreaking. But it has a happy ending eventually. You just have to.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the best shows ever made. So that's got good.
That's just facts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like honestly, Christmas holidays, you're sitting around fucking doing nothing. You can rip through 12 episodes in a special in 2 days.
Easy.
So, yeah. So those are my Christmas things. Otherwise, kind of not a big fan of Christmas.
I do enjoy the lights aspect of it.
Yeah, me too.
It's
I like the food and the family.
Yeah.
I hate gifts. I'm not a big gift guy, as my family well knows. As they know.
Receiving. Yeah. You don't even like receiving though. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, I like giving them more.
Yeah.
But I've kind of opted out of the whole giving and receiving gifts thing.
You're a mystery.
You and I don't do it though.
I'm very open to receiving, as well you know. I do love several gifts.
You have everything you could ever want. What would I ever get you?
'Tis you.
Tis you.
Tis you.
Tis you. What are you, British? Get out of here. Go back to your country. God, with crappy movies.
We're censored the rest of this pod.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy your shit holiday. And you know what? Americans today on Thanksgiving, I hope you enjoy your shitty Thanksgiving too.
Oh my God.
With all your horrible relatives.
You know, they say like, speaking of solid shit, I think this movie is self-aware of how crappy it is very early on.
It has like a tinge of it, but not enough.
Bill Nye, like, it opens with him being like, to feel it in my toes. And then, you know, he like looks at the camera or looks at his manager and is like, this is fucking shit, ain't it?
Yeah.
And is like, solid gold shit, maestro. Yeah. I think that's a nod at the film.
Maybe.
I think secretly Richard Curtis.
Who British
yeah. He's like, well, if you can't fight him,
join him.
Let's just do it.
But Richard Curtis also, like, the film he made after this is our beloved About Time.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking
and night.
saccharine, sickly sweet film. That's like super sincere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's two Richard Curtii inside of him. And one is wrestling for dominance.
Yeah.
And the other one is the one that wrote Love Actually, you know, and
one's like fighting for good plot, and the other one's like, nah, it's Love Actually.
The other one's like, get January Jones in here. And,
but the real twist in About Time is that there is no twist, right? There's no nothing bad comes to you.
The real twist in About Time is that the power doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know,
which at least when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, the worst thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, so much is going to change. You can't fuck with time. Oh, everything's going to... Nothing. It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's great.
First time I saw it, I bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, dude.
Such a good fucking movie.
Oh.
And a movie we talked about on this pod.
Hell yeah.
And it has significant problems as well. It's not perfect. But at the end of it, you're just kind of like, oh, that fucking... Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
so good.
Fucking hit the spot.
Got me.
Bill Nye, dude. Every time I see him, I cry.
People, I read, one of the reviews I read was like, Love Actually, some people say is Bill Nye's best work. I was like, no fucking way. About Time is way better.
Oh, yeah.
Way better. Also, he was nominated for an Academy Award. Oh, wait. No, that was Richard E. Curtis. They're the same to me. They're the same person.
Yeah.
They're British. They're tall and skinny.
The other one's Richard Extra Curtis.
Look like they just got off heroin. Yeah.
One's Richard Regular Curtis.
R.R. Curtis.
R.R. Curtis. Oh man!
No, excuse me. I said Richard E. Grant is who I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Listen again. Yeah. Richard Curtis, Richard E. Grant, the person we were just talking about, who's Bill Nighy. They're all the same person. They all look the same.
Like I said before, the Brits aren't real.
Yeah.
That's why this movie is a work of fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's all
it's a complete
fantasy.
It's a complete documentary.
100%. 10 out of 10. Cheat on your spouse for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the message.
And And if there's any message that we personally want to spread, it's have sex with your coworkers, especially if you are managing them or they're insubordinate to you. We believe that personally and strongly is to do that.
Yes.
Because you know what? Wokeness has destroyed America.
Over now. Look what happened to America.
It used to be a country, and now they're sitting at Thanksgiving. They're throwing mashed potatoes at each other just because they can't have sex with their coworkers.
God damn
Everyone's like, "Oh, it's a bad idea.
Oh, I'm angry.
Oh, it's sexual harassment."
Don't air quote harassment.
You didn't have to tell them I was saying that. I dropped my phone in my excitement.
Oh, gorgeous. I found out something I didn't know before.
Tell me.
I don't know if this is a fact or not, but Richard Curtis is married to Emma Freud, the great-great-granddaughter of the Freud.
Of the Sigmund Freud.
Of the Sigmund Freud.
The major Freud.
I should have looked this up early on, man. I feel like I'm doing our peoples a disservice by, faking this bit of news.
This could be a situation like that chick in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives who's always got Affleck on her little caption, but she's not related to Ben Affleck anyway.
Sorry, Mormon wife. Oh my God, she is. She's the great-granddaughter of Sigmund Freud, who's married to Richard Curtis.
Well,
and look at her. She's like, there's a series of tweets she did back in the day that just kind of reaffirmed like people's questions about the movie. Like, oh, does Alan Rickman really cheat on her, or does he just like have a little office flirt?
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, he stuck it in her. He got in there deep. Like she broke it down. It was quite funny. It was great. But it's so nice to have someone you can bounce these ideas off of. And then
how do you know they do that? Maybe he doesn't.
I know, but I'm saying it's nice just to have it.
Yeah.
And anything she says could just come from a place of legitimacy just by association.
She might not even be associated with psychology. She might be like a waitress.
She could be just a goth
excuse me,
kid,
a server. Yeah.
Yeah. She okay, woke media. No, she
could be a fat server. It's funny again.
Funny now, we can do it. Yeah.
Oh, the freedom, we can do it. Fat phobia is no more.
Dude, just call this movie Cucks actually and call it a day.
We sound like right-wing idiots.
This is a Joe Rogan podcast now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh my
Rogan,
God.
call us. Just kidding. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
This is all just good light garbage humor, fans.
Yeah, we do not mean any of this.
No.
We're not sincerely,
I do stand by the fact that this movie does have really good sweaters. So
oh yeah,
that they
great.
fucking nailed.
Yeah.
They nailed that shit down.
What is to you the most compelling storyline of this film?
Ooh. Compelling, like it's believable and I'd watch an entire movie just for that storyline?
No.
Oh,
no. Just when you're watching this film, what is the one that you like pay attention to the most? Because I know mine.
I like the Hugh Grant stuff just because it's very cute. And I just got off a Diplomat wave. I just finished 2 seasons back to back. Kerry Russell, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
Did it again. And
also, she's married to our favorite Welshman, a member of the United Kingdom, a real one.
Who?
Matthew Rhys from the Americans. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He just spoke Welsh.
They're Americans IRL?
They were in real life Americans. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's okay. Fuck. Fuck yeah. You told me that. I remember now. It's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah. So the Hugh Grant one.
Hugh Grant one. Yeah. I have more that I dislike, but let's not go there.
That's the thing. Is like I think the Hugh Grant one is one of the ones with the most fully formed idea within it. Mm-hmm. And take this all with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean any of them are good. But no. I think that one and the Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson one they're the most like fleshed out ideas with the most kind of like stuff happening in them.
They also had like more interesting dialogues were given to Hugh Grant. I feel like he got to do more things and see more of his character with the dancing and
Hugh Grant is to
debating.
Richard Curtis that like Robert De Niro is to Marty Scorsese.
Yeah, man. Okay, so, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he hated doing the dancing scene.
Yeah.
Which, that's very Hugh Grant of him.
I mean,
too.
I'm glad they forced him to do it because it was great. And
the part where he points and then he notices the woman there and his reaction is like very funny.
It's great.
Yeah.
I was looking just for you. Call this guy.
Yeah.
Bye.
But like, a lot of the stories I find are they're missing huge chunks of like something.
Yeah.
And like the Colin Firth one, like they're missing, character.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can I tell you the least favorite one, the shittiest one? I wish they cut
It's gotta be
out.
Colin.
Dude, that one is still acceptable by standards of this film. It's the fucking Keira Knightley arc, dude. It is so bad. Andrew Lincoln, the most American sounding naming British guy. What the fuck? I can't believe this guy like showed up the way he did in Walking Dead because he's brilliant in it. And he's just so insufferable in this. His little face, just the little mannerisms. Keira Knightley, probably a minor. I think she was 17 in this film. Probably just 18.
No, I don't know.
I think she just turned 18 or something. Like, it was very timely. She was very young. She's like 5 years older than Thomas Brody. Dude, he was 13 in this film.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking
5-year-old. Yeah.
Jesus.
So
yeah, you know what though, that scene with the cue cards is the most iconic scene from
I know,
this
but
film.
why? Because
it's so bad.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
so fucking bad.
Look, being poly wasn't even cool back then. So what are they on about? Like, it wasn't even like, oh, we're like, as a society we accept all this, but because they're married, and he obviously forces his best friend's girlfriend.
The thing that's
wife.
Among the many things that's so galling about that story is like he's in love with her, although they haven't had a lot of interaction.
No.
But then it's like he's like, "Oh, I'll never forget you. I'll feel this way all the time."
Oh my God.
And like he does the cue card stunt, which is horrific. But it's like, dude, after this, you still have to be around your best friend's wife.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just be around that person. So eventually you'll get over it, or you'll meet some other woman and you'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I forget about all of this.
I've made it weird now."
Yeah.
Which is what he did, because then she comes out and kisses him. Great. But then
they have
so they both cheat on their best friend / husband. Then at the end at the airport, he shows up. So I think it hinted at, okay, now we're like an open marriage, or we're probably polygamous.
No, that is not at all.
He tagged the fuck along, and he was like, I just tagged along.
No, he's just a friend zone. He's just been friend zoned hardcore. And he's just putting up with it.
Oh, I misread that so much.
They're not in like a polyamorous situation.
Well, she kissed him.
Yeah, but that was just his shitty consolation prize for putting in all the effort.
Oh, that's so much sadder, dude.
It is like that storyline is just, it makes it so pathetic.
It's Cucktopia 3000. What the fuck?
I think it's like sadder in that way than Emma Thompson's cuckery.
Oh yeah.
Like, because like Emma Thompson, you kind of get, it's like they have kids, they've been around together. It's like that one is like a realistic struggle one could struggle with in their middle age, right? Whereas this one, it's like they're in their 20s, do get married. It's just like, all right, well, go meet some other person and you forget all about this chick.
Yeah.
Keira Knightley's not that fucking great, you know?
No,
and she says herself, she's like, you never talked to me. It's like, how do you even know you like her? What if she hated your favorite film? Lawrence of Arabia. What if she hated Lawrence of Arabia?
Oh, man.
What if she was fatphobic?
Keira Knightley is like, I'm sorry.
What if you gain like 2-3 pounds and she's like, hey, fuck, I wasn't ready for you,
Chiwetel
chunky.
Drops her right then. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't think this would go this way. My best friend can have you now. Disgusting.
Ugh, gross.
Just a weird fucking, I don't know, dude. It like, either they forgot to put a bow on it, or he didn't do enough of a job as, you know, a man who's accepted his fate. Because he walks away and he's like, enough, right? Andrew Lincoln walks away after the kiss with Keira Knightley and he says, it's enough now.
Heads to America. The dead rise. Yeah.
Enough. I'm going to cause a plague.
He pulls a Colin by going to America, and then he's like, oh God, I came here to get laid, and now the dead are rising.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a stupid story. It's kind of full of like those like weird logistical problems of like real life where it's like, what, you're never gonna see her again? Like, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. The Rickman one, the Thompson Rickman one, at least is believable. It's not believable that woman would be all horned up for Alan Rickman, but it's believable that situation could arise. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Which she obviously, the secretary is like, oh, he's my boss. So it's like a hot daddy thing, money thing, power thing.
You're forgetting too, though, he's the head of one of the most prestigious houses in Hogwarts too. So, which is,
like I said, money thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Power thing. It's all there. Damn. Parseltongue, etc.
He doesn't speak Parseltongue, babe.
Oh shit! Right.
God.
Oh my god. Oh, embarrassment. Can we cut that out?
Yeah. No, I'm leaving that in.
No.
I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna
Jared,
triple it.
I'm so sorry you had to hear that.
I can't.
Sorry, Jared Bear.
Can't believe you ruined the holidays like
sorry,
this.
it's Christmas. I killed Christmas for
Yeah.
I did.
God.
Fuck.
Why don't you understand the Harry
I
Potter
wanted to
trivia?
make a tongue joke. Like a cunning linguist, and it didn't come through. Anyway.
That was even worse.
That was terrible. I have a fun fact about the British guy Colin Frizzle, who goes to America.
Yeah.
It was on, I think, somewhere on IMDb, but he wasn't paid for the scene where he gets seduced by the 3 girls. And the actor who plays him, Chris Marshall, returned the paycheck for the day because he had such a great time having 3 girls undress him for 21 takes that he did it for free. What a G.
Yeah, that would go over well today too.
Look, exactly, right? When you if you're going to list a bunch of problems with this film, hey man, maybe start here. But of its time,
I don't need to get paid to get my rocks off. It's okay.
It's better for free. That way I believe it's real.
Yeah.
They love me.
You know, he probably thought, he was like, I'm going to be the biggest star who comes out of this scene. And then January Jones is in fucking Mad Men. That's it. And Alicia Cuthbert.
Well, yeah, she's huge.
She was big for a couple of years there.
Yeah.
Girl Next Door, classic.
That's the only one I can think of, actually.
Really
but she's
not a good film.
She's so good at it.
Where would you talk about that film?
We should talk about that film.
It's not good, but it's awesome.
But I enjoyed it so much, dude. Yes.
Yeah, Emile Hirsch is great in that movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Alicia Cuthbert
was big. The people's Leo Caprio.
Alicia Cuthbert was big for a bit, and then she just quit. Like, she was just like, nah, I'm out of this. I don't want to do it anymore.
She made that bag.
She dated a couple hockey players. She was like, no, I want to take to the ice. I want to watch my man play hockey. You got anything more to say?
I just want to say that all the haircuts in this film are ugly as fuck. Not one person had good hair.
It was 2003. Like, what do you want from them?
It's the time for Christmas. You'd think they'd get it done up. No?
That's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black, I think.
Yeah.
Not like you get your hair done at Christmas.
No.
Come on.
Also, not most of the year.
It's a nightmare living with her.
Sitting here in a crow's nest.
It's a nightmare being with her.
Did you say you love me, babe?
I dread every Christmas.
Aw.
Laura Linney looks the same, though. But,
yeah, dude,
same hair.
Timeless.
Yeah.
She looks the same in Ozark. I don't think she changed much between this Truman Show.
Ozark sucked.
What are you talking about,
I really didn't
sir?
like that show. Yeah.
That's hey, buddy.
What the fuck? What was that?
That's my Jason Bateman impression.
Oh, you're Jason, yeah.
Yeah, hey, bud.
I kind of think I can do a Jason Bateman impression.
I think you just got to say a lot of words together and say, okay, pal? Yeah, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not in Ozark, though.
No.
That's more
when
Arrested
he talks
Development.
To his kid, at least.
And when he talks to his kid, yeah. I don't think this is a tough one to do. Bateman.
As soon as I said, hey, buddy, you're like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know where I thought maybe you were making fun of Canadians, which is just, frankly deserved.
Jason Bateman does. It's his whole thing. Yeah, buddy.
Jason Bateman hates Canadians. Yeah. He's always said that.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Hate, actually.
Yeah. As a couple of hard-hitting journalists, we've found out Jason Bateman hates Canadians.
It's true. Overall, how do you feel in your heart when you think of Love Actually?
I'm not gonna watch it again.
Same.
Yeah. We did this for the pod.
Yeah.
I don't think next year, if the podcast is still around and we haven't died by being murdered by the British SAS for making fun of the British Isles.
Keira Knightley specifically.
And their crappiness.
Yeah, dude.
If we haven't been killed for that, I don't think I want to do another Christmas movie because they're so boring. I really don't like them.
It doesn't it all has the same essence. So it's not like I'll have anything new to say other than, some of it was good, other of it was not good.
However, though, Red 1 could be a sleeper hit for the Christmas holidays.
Fuck right off.
And yeah, we could do that.
Well, I'm not about to find out.
Oh, you know what? We could do, a friend of mine was talking the other day about that one with the guy from Stranger Things, David Harbour, the Violent Night. That one we could do.
We'll deliberate off camera.
Have you seen it?
Off screen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you say that.
It's not good, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Love Actually is a fucking masterpiece.
Well, but then you watch Love Actually to make fun of it. You know? A good lighthearted
We don't do that
fun.
with any other film. I don't know why. I don't know why you think we would do that with this one.
Oh my God. Oh wait, I haven't seen it. You know
yeah,
what?
I fucking know you. I know you. No, it's hell being with hell. Every holiday season's hell with her. It's so horrible. It's awful. Nobody knows the pain I'm in.
You love being here.
I do.
You're here by choice.
It's fine. What do you think of Love Actually? Are you no, not.
I won't watch it again, but I'm glad I watched it with you because it was really fun watching it with you. Just in preparation for this pod too.
Yeah.
There's so many crimes in that film. Just like, man, how is any of this okay? And it's nice kind of listing off that, oh yeah, that would have get you killed. Oh yeah, that's a 9/11. Yeah. Oh, that is an HR infraction.
Yeah.
So it's every moment has a little gem that you get to take away with you. And overall it's a good experience. One time is plenty. I used to date someone who would watch this movie every Christmas. Actually, I dated someone who this was hardcore. One of their favorite films of all time. Hell yeah.
And that's fine. I'm over it. Okay. I'm not tense about it. But
every time it comes on, you're like neck chills.
No, I didn't actually. We watched it at Christmas and I was always like, yeah, cool, whatever. Just on my phone. Like I didn't care. I was like, yeah, do your thing.
You never again.
No, I'd say never again every year.
Just kidding. It's gonna be Crazy Rich Asians back to back, baby.
Right. Yes.
Isn't that a Christmas?
No, that's like a wedding.
Oh shit! Right.
That I don't. You've never seen it?
I've seen it.
Yeah, that movie is actually. It's about how crazy rich those Asians are.
Yeah, it doesn't derail.
It
stays on track.
Point of that film. But yeah, I want you to hold space for how crazy rich they are. It's also directed by the Wicked director. But what was I saying? I dated another woman who watched this movie every Christmas. We were mercifully together for only one Christmas, which is, thank God. And I didn't quite get it at the time. But like she wouldn't engage with the idea that the movie was bad. Like she would never engage with the idea to talk about the quality of the film. It's like, no, it's just a Christmas movie that I like. Okay. And it's cool that she liked it and stuff. But I would always kind of be like, right, but you get that it's not good. And she would be like, doesn't matter. And I would be like, I can see why this is only going to last this Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I would be one of that category if someone was like, yeah, but you see how the first Harry Potter film is not good. I'd be like, it doesn't matter. It's a feeling of whimsy and it carries me away.
Maybe. Like I have a lot of films like that.
I know objectively it's not as good as the others, but that's not the point. It's just for a certain age. But
the first Harry Potter film is better than a lot of films. So it's still like pretty good movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
But like I know, I think I have a lot of films like that.
Yeah.
Girl Next Door, Lawrence of Arabia, etc. But like it was frankly, I was just more of a dick back then. I just didn't, you know.
You've grown, actually.
I've really grown into.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. A Christmas miracle.
Express my anger towards other countries, especially if they suck and are lame.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Get a bait.
Cool.
Fuck
Merry Christmas, everyone. And everyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, fine. I don't care. Yeah.
Cool.
Keep doing it. You're probably better off.
It's only a day.
And then there's sales tomorrow. Go to the sales.
Oh, fuck
yeah. This is going to come out after Christmas, but, still in the Christmas spirit, but whatever.
Hell yeah.
I'm full of the Christmas spirit, so you can probably tell.
You will be.
Oh, I'm full of it. So Christmas.
Full.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
It's been the Low Ceiling.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, if you're into it.
Feel it in my toes.
Feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Love is all around me.
So come on,
It's crazy that every British person sounds like that. All right, thank you for listening.